Okay, so I have transferred the outline of the cat in the boot onto watercolor paper, and now I'm going to wet. I'm going to paint the boot first. I'm going to wet the whole area of the boot with a big brush, and then once that's all wet, and sorry, the camera kind of sagged down to where you can't really see the whole boot. So once that's all wet and the paper has absorbed the water, I'm going to take a medium-sized brush. Actually, this is a number 12 Dainayw Kolinsky round brush that I'll be using. And I'm going to be using burnt sienna for the boot color. Now you can see my dirty palette over here. It's a mess. I paint a lot with palette dirt when I paint critters. So now I'm just pretty much painting the whole thing with burnt sienna for the first coat. Burnt sienna is a nice granulating color, and it will kind of spread out and look a little bit fuzzy, which we want because it's a suede boot. And you can see I made a little bit of a mess, and I'm picking up some paint with a facial tissue, or a Kleenex as we call them here. So dip my brush again, got a little darker burnt sienna going up over around the cat ear, around the top. There's a label on the boot that says bear paw, and I have a piece of masking tape over that just so I don't have to try to keep it white. There you can see I've gone around the whole top of the boot, and I'm going to be dipping the brush again to kind of darken parts of it. Now I dip the brush in some, I call it clean water, but it's kind of dirty water, but it's okay. It's okay because it's a little bit tan up there, and I'm just going around the edge of the inside of the boot so that the paint kind of fuzzes out. There's a layer of like Sherpa wool inside the boot, so I just kind of want it to look fuzzy all over. So just a little bit of water, and that'll do the trick there. And now I'm dipping the paint into some burnt umber. And where the boot is a little bit darker, like around the edge of the top, going around that with a little bit darker color. See, I have a printout of the photo taped to my easel up above. And I've transferred all the outlines of the different markings on the boot, so I just kind of follow those. Where it's darker, I put in darker color. And it doesn't matter if you screw it up, because just about anything can be fixed. And I'll show you how to fix it later. the first layer of paint, the burnt sienna is still wet, so when I go over it with the burnt umber, it just kind of spreads into the paint and it evens itself out. So you can see I'm tracing down the seam of the boot. It's kind of a shadow down the seam there with a little bit darker color. Darkening up the front of the boot a little bit, and you can see I'll take water and just kind of blend that out. Stay tuned for part 2 while the boot dries.